Okay, obviously the games get bigger each week this time of year. This will be our last SEC home game for our seniors, so I know it's a very important game for those guys. Playing a very talented team, playing a team that I think about a month ago was ranked in the top 10. They got unbelievable talent, I believe, on both sides of the football. You know, offensively, they've got experience up front. They've got big, fast receivers. They got very good running backs, and they got a talented young quarterback. Defensively, their secondary is probably the most experienced group in our league. And they got some, you know, in my opinion, a couple of future NFL guys back there too. So we're expecting to get their best. You know, we've got to have a very good week of practice, and we got to improve.
Questions?
Coach Johnson mentioned that they were doing some different things, maybe running some two tights with their new quarterback. How difficult does that make it for your defensive staff maybe prepare for?
Well, you just got to be prepared for everything. I mean, everything that they've, you know, done up to this point in the season, and you know that really goes for every week. I mean, you've got to be prepared and got to be ready to adjust.
You mentioned the secondary. What about Miles Garrett?
Yeah, he is an extremely talented pass rusher. I mean, he's long, he's fast, he has very good get off, and when he knows his pass, I mean, he can wreak havoc.
Is there a player you've seen like him before, either that you've coached or had to coach against?
He's very talented. It's kind of hard to answer that question until you actually coach against somebody, but on film, he's very talented.
When it comes to Jermaine Whitehead not playing defense, is that an extension of punishment, or is that because he's rusty?
No, that's just part of the punishment. I mean, he came back and he's working on special teams, and he's going to try to be the best special teams guy that he can be.
Is the door opening for him to play defense?
We'll see how that goes. I'm not ready to go there yet.
Did you feel like you guys got kind of your whole receiver group clicking at the same time for the first time on Saturday?
You know, Sammy is right at 100%, and probably for the first time, you know, since early in the season. So I think that definitely helped. You know, we spread the ball around. All of our guys made some plays for the most part in the passing game, and when you can do that, you know, that definitely helps open each other up.
Cameron Honors-Payne is leading the SEC in rushing now. Do you feel like he gets enough respect?
You know, I don't get to listen to all the talk shows and all that, but he's just a workhorse guy. He's one of the top running backs in our league, and I think he's proved that time and time again. He's tough, he's very reliable, he's a very good pass protector, he's unselfish, he just does his job.
Is there anyone on the team you think should be in that Heisman discussion at this point in the season?
Well, I mean, I think our quarterback's one of the better offensive players in college football, and I think he's proved that time and time again. So, you know, I'd say if you compare what he does to some of these other guys that they talk about, he definitely needs to be in the mix.
Coach, a couple weeks ago you said that you were entering the meat of your schedule right now. You're almost through with this meat, so to speak. How would you assess how your guys handle that pressure so far?
Well, I mean, of course, we had a huge win Saturday, and against one of the top teams on their home turf. We got another big one now, and you know, we still have 4 games left, and you know, we're focused on this game. We know we're going to get their best, and our guys understand that. And like we talked about on Sunday, we got to get better. We got to figure out a way to get better in all 3 phases, not just this week, but every week.
Coach, there was a stretch on one drive in particular, Marshall scored a short touchdown where you really got the pace going. Have you gotten to that mode enough, in your opinion, this season?
Well, I think we've improved. I mean, I think we've improved as far as our pace and our execution on pace. Because a lot of times, I mean, anybody in the country can go fast, but can you go fast and execute the play properly? And I know we've improved. I mean, we're still, you know, working. We still need to improve, but we have improved, and you know, that's the name of the game.
Gus, with all the like the win at Ole Miss, kind of comparing to A&M last year with the loss at Mississippi State compared to LSU, is there any part of you that feels a little deja vu kind of going?
You know, I think what we can take from last year to this year is our guys, when the game's on the line, they really believe they're going to win the game. And they've shown time and time again that they can win in different ways. You know, it could be the offense, it could be the defense, it could be special teams. And our guys really have that belief, and that really is a confidence factor for later in the year if it's a close game. And so I feel very good about that.
How much, it seemed like the last couple of years linebacker had been kind of a weakness or a part of the defense. How much has Frost and McKenzie kind of improved this year?
You know, I think anytime they have experience, they're going to improve, and they're in the same system. I mean, but at the same time, that group needs to improve just like the rest of the group needs to improve. You know, all areas. But I would say that we're more consistent at the linebacker position than we were last year.
What have you seen from Cass moving to the middle linebacker spot? Because that was a spot that obviously as a true freshman he had difficulty with, different defense, but nonetheless, and then transitioning this year.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's done some good things. Him and Chris both, you know, I think have responded well to moving those positions, and I think they're getting more comfortable, you know, each game.
You guys can talk about your deep snapping situation. I know your starter got hurt Saturday night, and then I came in.
Yeah,
Maybe
I did a wonderful job in a very tough spot, and you know, especially making that snap the last minute and a half of the game when they, or last minute of the game when they knew that they had to come after it. I mean, that was a big time play, and so that gives us great confidence moving forward. You know, so we've got two guys that we feel very good about that position.
Is Forrest going to be able to play this week?
We'll see. He's day to day at this point, but we're very confident regardless he will return.
Coach Sumlin, I know he hands off a lot of his play calling, and with you mentioned Rhett called that touchdown pass to Marcus Davis on Saturday. Have you thought about giving more opportunity for Rhett, or do you enjoy that play calling for yourself?
I mean, I enjoy it. I mean, we have our system that we've been doing the same thing for a long time, and Rhett deserves a lot of the credit for our success, and you know, we feel very comfortable the way we do it.
Does it make it harder, your job harder, having to call plays?
I'm used to it. I don't know if it makes it harder or not. I kind of like it, and you know, that's what I enjoy doing.
Nick said he spent the bye week kind of focused on his footwork on those short throws. Obviously, his completion percentage up. What have you seen out of him the last 2 weeks?
Yeah, I mean, once he focuses on one thing to try to improve, he always improves. And, you know, so I really think that there's a lot of areas that he's improved from last year to this year, but even within this year.
Coach, you talked about how the guys have confidence that they can win games late, no matter the circumstances. How much is that through your personality, through the coaching staff, that belief that they know that you believe in them?
Yeah, you know, it's just our coaching staff and our players are extremely close. And anytime you have a group and you experience something, and you know, especially the success, well, then you believe next time that you're going to do it, and we do it together. But the bottom line is, football players have to make plays when the game's on the line to win the game, because close games always come down to 1 or 2 or 3 plays. As a coach, you can put them in position, but they got to make the play. That's extremely hard to do, and we've had different guys do that time and time again, and so it just kind of reinforces that belief that if it's a close game, we're going to win.
Gus, you mentioned, I think it was even Tiger Talk last night about, went to Cap, he was kind of banged up late in the game, and you kind of asked him.
Yeah.
Kind of reminded me of the same thing you did with Trey in his big game
Yeah.
against SCU. When you're as a coach, when you have a player that says, no, I'm good, whatever, let's
Yeah.
play, how much confidence does that?
Well, it gives you great confidence, and you know, that's not easy to do. You've got to be one mentally and physically tough individual to respond in a situation like that when you may not be your best. But you know, Trey was nothing but a winner. Cameron has been nothing but a winner, and just gives you great confidence, you know, as a coach.
You talk about the offensive line, that it's improving, and if they are, does that give you confidence to call about anything you want?
Yeah, you know, I think we're getting a little rhythm. Like we've said before, you know, each week when you get used to communicating with a guy and you've seen the different looks time and time again, and you get confidence that if I'm going to step this way, he's going to step with me, and you just get used to working together. And our guys have done that, and I really feel like they've improved the last couple weeks, and that's been a big factor in our success running the football.
How's Braden Smith doing in those short yardage situations?
You know, he's doing a good job. Every time you put him in there, he feels more comfortable. He's extremely talented, which we've said before, but there's nothing like going out there and having experience, because in practice you put a guy in a certain spot and he usually stays there. Win a game, you know, you don't know what you're going to get. They could move on you and all that, and it's just a matter of him feeling more comfortable, getting used to different looks, but he's going to be an outstanding player.
Will Ryan Thomas be full speed this week?
He practiced the other night, and he'll practice again today. We expect him to play. And we'll see how he is later in the week.
Do you feel sometimes that Nick doesn't get enough credit from the outside for what he does for you guys on the field?
Well, I mean, like I said just a minute ago, I mean, he's one of the best offensive players in college football, so whatever that means. You know, he's been leading our offense for 2 years, and we've been pretty solid on offense, and a lot of it has to do with him.
Coach, you guys scored 5 touchdowns, obviously, against a team that doesn't give it up any more than that all season long. Is the offense right now, is it in the groove, maybe even better than last year?
Well, I don't know about that, but we did do some good things against a very good defense on the road. I feel like we're improving. You know, we're getting a few more yards on the perimeter, which is opening up things in the middle. We're hitting some deep balls down the field, which opens the run game up. So it all works together, and I feel like we're improving. I'm not ready to say compared to last year towards the end, but the plan will be that if we can keep improving like we have, then we'll have a chance to be, you know, where we're at last year at the end.
Coach, Cat doesn't have the touchdown production that Trey did even at this point. His yards are ahead of pace, but his touchdowns behind. Is there a rhyme or reason to it? I know, like, the other night he got down to 2 and he had like 3 straight runs, and then he comes in and scores after. But is there a rhyme or reason to why you think it is over the course of the year his touchdowns are a little bit lower?
No. I mean, I don't. I mean, he's doing everything we want him to do. There's no negative to that.
On Nick's deep ball to Sammy, because Nick can extend the plays, how much is the other receiver finally realizing, hey, let's stay alive and he'll
You know, I think that's a good point. Extending plays, you know, our quarterback is probably the best in the country extending plays, and when things break down, he still can get the job done. You know, the double move right there when he rolled out and he took one step and he threw it 60-some yards and he threw it right there, a perfect throw. I mean, there's probably not very many people in the country that can do that. And he's very good at extending plays.
Gus, when you look at Texas A&M's defense, is the biggest difference from last year they're just a little bit more experienced, or are they actually doing some things you don't remember from film?
Yeah, I mean, I think you know, I think they're a very solid defense, and like I said earlier, they've got a whole lot of experience on that back end. They got just about everybody back that played against us last year, and you know, they got some good young guys, very talented young guys. They're starting to get in the mix, and we think they got some very good players over there.
On a lighter note, Coach, there's evidently some video out of you doing a little break dance from a few years ago. Can you tell us the story behind it? And
Yeah, I don't think Dancing with the Stars will ever want me to participate in that after that. But yeah, we were at Six Flags with the family and with my dad and the girls, and we kept walking by this lip sync booth, and they kept, you know, messing with me, and I didn't want to do it. Then finally had enough, and so went ahead and did it. And so I kept it, and when I was coaching high school football, at the end of the year, I'd always bring my seniors over, and I'd show it to them so they'd know I was a real person. And so that's kind of how that whole thing got started. But yeah, that was pretty ugly.
Do you try to do anything like that for your team now? Not necessarily a dance video, but try to open up with them at the end of the season, the seniors, share something?
I mean, I think I was 26 years old or 27 years old. I was a little more limber back then, so I probably hurt myself if I did that now.
When you were in high school at various points, you would take senior trips, and you went out to Colorado one time on horseback. So is there anything that, all right, maybe not a dance, but like Fran was saying, but are there things that you do with the college team at this level for senior purposes or other?
Well, you know, you have them over at your house a lot. You know, college football obviously is different than high school with the time managements with everything that they have to do, academics and all the other stuff. But, you know, you always get close to your seniors, whether it's high school or college. This group is a very special group, and, you know, we have a very good bond also.
Gus, since it was seemingly buried for such a long time, what was your initial reaction when you finally saw it kind of pop back up?
Not a whole lot, to be honest with you. I mean, I was trying to game plan for Texas A&M, and I knew it'd be a little embarrassing, all right, because I'm not a very good dancer, but oh well.
Do you think something like that can work, have like a galvanizing power as far as just breaking up and not being the stress of the final month of the season? Is something like that important?
You know, really, to be honest with you, the only thing on my mind is Texas A&M and trying to give our guys the best plan possible. And now that y'all asked the question, I answered it, but that's about all I thought about it, to be honest with you.
Anything else for Coach?
Coach, what do you think about Sumlin and how he coaches? Because obviously he's about pace, you're about pace, and similar style. What do you think about him as a coach?
Well, he's a really good coach, and he's been very successful, you know, doing what he does and playing fast, and you know, his track record speaks for itself.
All right, Coach. Thank you.